Hey everyone, welcome back to another story time. If you guys do not know me, I'm Lucci. I create content for bloggers and I also do story time on the side. And I really am sorry, I apologize. Yesterday I promised I was gonna do a story time on that exact same day, and something just came up and I lost a little bit of like myself, you know. And I feel like that's just a part of being human. Like, yes, like I'm not gonna be like on camera and like myself and, you know, a robot and do everything and be this like 24 hours of the hour all day every day. But there's gonna be times where like I just feel like I don't feel like posting, or I don't feel like doing anything. And it's not necessarily about the YouTube, you know, it's just about like, you know, there's times where you just feel like, what's the point of doing things? Like whether it's, you know, your YouTube, it's not growing, like, or it grew for a few days or a few months and then it just stopped, or whether you have a blog and it's not growing, or like it's like a family member that you've been trying to just make them like really respect you and you've loved them but they just don't give the return, or maybe it's a game you're playing, you're not getting what you want, you know. It's things like that. You're not going to be 100% all the time, and that's okay. But yeah, I'm not going to be this person who says I post every day, like Tuesday, Thursday. You know, that's not relatable. Like, I'm going to post when my spirit tells me to post. I'm going to post when I feel like it. I'm going to post when I feel right. You know, that's relatable, you know. Do you think it's relatable for me to be posting every freaking day and say I post Tuesday, Thursday in my perfect go-lucky self? That's just not, that's not real and that's not authentic. So I'm going to post just whenever, because that's authentic and that's real and people vibe with that better. So do that with your content, and that's okay. But before we get into this story, this is going to be a ramble. Like, I'm going to be like going in and out, you know, getting out of myself, going back and things, and just say from what I remember, my memory, my experience, my story. So before we get into this, I want to talk about something that happened when I talked about how we were taking our brother to college and driving him to college, and I bought these mints, like I said in my Instagram story. And these mints, we were buying supplies for his college. We forgot a few things, and then I went to buy some mints. And then when I bought the mints, we were going to drive home and then leave him at the college for the 6-week summer term. And then I realized that I left the mints in the bag of his, for the bag that hold his supplies, not the bag we're going to be taking home for groceries. And I was like, darn it, where's my freaking mints? And then my brother texted me and said, hey, you left the mints here. And I was like, dang it, I guess we're gonna have to freaking eat them. And he was like, yeah. And then yesterday we went to the store to buy mints again because we ran out and we were buying like groceries. And then I looked at the ingredients tab. I turned over when I bought it and I realized that it had something called gelatin in it. And gelatin is actually like a type of like animal fat that's found in a lot of candies and a lot of like sweet things. And I was like, what the freak? So do you think God did that for a reason? Like, you got to think about it. Everything happens for a reason. Maybe God, you know, made me misplace that mint so that I wouldn't have to eat it. And it's just crazy. God literally protected me from eating meat. And I'm like, what? God is freaking amazing. But yeah, those mints had gelatin in it. And there's also another thing called animal rennet. Animal rennet is found in cheeses, a lot of cheeses, like Parmesan especially. And it's the stomach lining of baby freaking calves. You heard me. Yes. Stomach lining of freaking baby calves. But yes, we're about to reach 100 YouTube uploads. I'm excited. 2 more videos left, this one and the next one. And yeah, we're gonna do it. So the way this story takes place, it's kind of like a restaurant that we went to a few times, and then we kind of stopped going there. It was three different scenarios and experiences that I'm going to be going over today. The first one was decent, the second one was awful, and the third one was just completely terrible, awful experience. So this story takes place about 4-ish years, 5 years, you know, that somewhere along those lines. And the restaurant that we went to was like by the islands. It was basically by the islands and like by the water, basically. So yeah, seafood, everything. I was vegetarian. I was still vegetarian at that point, at that time, transitioning and, you know, getting into it. And maybe I did eat meat, or I don't remember. I think I still ate meat, or maybe I was pescatarian, but yeah, I was still like debating should I be vegetarian. And my cousin was there during this first scenario. He was still there with us, and it's about an hour, 2 hour drive to the restaurant. And we drove there, we got our seats, we dressed very casually. We didn't dress up like we were going to this fancy restaurant, because it's like those, beach restaurants. You're supposed to dress pretty casual, it's like out on the beach by the sand and stuff like that. And probably gonna get in boats and probably swim in the water. So, yeah. My cousin was talking about like his experience with a medical college friend at I think it was in Costa Rica or Bali, and he said it was a great experience. It's crazy how our world here is so industrialized compared to other places like Bali or Costa Rica, or all these other countries are so invested in natural living, eco-friendly, sustainable living. And this place, our world, is literally industrialized. Look at China. It's suffering from smog right now. Kids and elderly are suffering because they don't have a completely developed respiratory system, so it really hurts them. So yeah, he loved the experience. He talked about it, and yeah, he just said like the kids there were really sharp. The kids were really confident, and like just everyone there was just so nice and so sweet. And Costa Rica is actually like one of the top places in protecting the rainforest and eco-friendly, like kind of like environmentalism, like activism. And at this point I was still shy. I was still really like, I even had trouble talking to family members. It was that bad. Like every time I would meet a family member I never met before, I would freeze. Like I was that shy and that antisocial. So we went to the restaurant, we ordered some food, and I think I ordered, when I was still looking into being vegetarian, I think I ordered like a seafood pasta. I don't remember what I got. And then like I think my dad got like this lamb, my brother and my mom were there, and they probably got like a pasta or like some rice. And then I think my cousin got like ribs, I don't remember, or like a fish or like shrimp, something like around those lines. And then we were eating and talking, and there was this like reggae singer, this Jamaican singer, singing in the background. And some of the songs he was singing, my dad will play like in the house. And my dad knew this music because of like a family friend that we knew, and he's an engineer now, and he plays some music in our house. And yeah, they really liked it. And now has a family now, has a wife, has kids. Everything's working well for him, and he's getting into himself with his job and trying to find the perfect job for him. And yeah, so yeah, he was like, dang, that guy plays the song that we listened to at the freaking house. And they were like, yeah, true. And then my cousin, or I think my dad, said, okay, this is the day where you need to start getting out of your shell and start socializing more. And he said, I want you to go up to him and bring the phone. I think my cousin told me this, or my dad told me this, and he said, I want you to grab my phone, go to the reggae singer, and recommend him a song, like recommend a song for him to sing, and say like, love your song, just socialize, just talk to him. And I was like, oh my god, I don't want to do this. I don't like talking to people. I'm antisocial. I don't like being around people in general. Like that's just who I was, and I'm still struggling with it, trying to be confident around people. And so I did it very awkwardly, very shy. I was like wearing glasses at that point, still soft-spoken. I was like in 6th grade. And then I grabbed the phone and I went up to him, and they looked at me like I was weird. And like I think people at the restaurant were looking at me like I was a weirdo. And then I went up, and then I was like, can you play a song for us? And he was like, yeah, sure. When he finished the song, he was like, I think he had like a drink and some food like on the side, and he was eating. And I said, hey, can you play the song when you're done? And he was like, yeah. And I did this. I didn't do anything else. I didn't say good job. They told me to say good job and talk to him and say like, love your music, but I just did that. I gave him the phone, I recommended the song, and then I thumbs up, and then I pretty much ran back to my table. And then they were like, why didn't you talk to him? Why didn't you socialize? You should have said like, good job. You just did a freaking thumbs up. What was that? I was just like, I don't like talking to people, you know that. And they said, well, you need to get out of your shell. You're smart, you're different, but at the same time you need to be, I don't want you to be aloof. I want you to be outgoing and social and be a leader at school and all that. And I'm just like, I don't want to freaking do this. I don't. And then he started playing the music, and then he was a really good singer. He had a lot of talent. The way he looked, he kind of had glasses. He was dark skinned, and he kind of had like dreadlocks, like a ponytail. He wore flip flops. He wore some shorts, and he wore kind of like a funnel white shirt. And he had a microphone. He was playing with a guitar, and he had like these little speakers so people could hear him. And the way the restaurant was set up, it's kind of like there's a restaurant and then there's like an outdoor that we could sit at, and we sat at the outdoor towards like the end, towards like the corner, so that we can see like the ocean and like the river and everything. And there was people sitting too, and there was like an upstairs to another outdoor, and then the inside was kind of like, it looked kind of modern but still beachy ocean vibe, if that makes any sense. I don't remember the name of the restaurant, but it was packed that day. I think we even went that Saturday, but it was absolutely packed. It was really, really packed. So we went there. I ate my food, and I even had trouble like saying what I want. Like, I would always, like, when I said I would order something, I would say the name of the order and I would point to it, just in case I say something wrong or I slip up. I would just say that. And then every time, like, at the end of dinner, I would always ask my mom, like, can I get dessert? And I'll be scared to like ask the person, because I didn't like asking. Like, I just, how they'll just say like, what do you want? I would depend on that, what do you want, anything else, and not just go up, do it myself and ask for something. I was scared. So they said he wants dessert, and then I said, yeah, I got dessert. And there's even times, when I was really, really still unsocial, and I would say I'm vegetarian, and then I wouldn't say to them I'm vegetarian. Like, I was scared to say anything, and then my mom would like kind of help me out and say like, he's vegetarian, he's trying to find something on the menu, and they said, yeah, we have plenty of options, we can make something for you. But yes, that's what happened. And that's pretty much what I remember from that scenario. But they were kind of disappointed in me. Like, they really wanted me to like kind of speak to the guy and really get out of my shell. And I think the man was like about in his like 30s or 40s. And yeah, he was really, really, really talented. And I'm not surprised if that's not the only place he sings at. He probably sings at like other restaurants too, just for entertainment, probably to get that extra paycheck. But that's the end of that for. OMG, I just remembered another freaking scenario. Let me talk about it a little quick, and then we'll get to the other two. This is like future me. So this other scenario, I was still with my cousin, and we went to another restaurant, and this restaurant was a little better. It was a good experience, a little better compared to the other ones that are kind of bad. And this one was about I came, and my cousin and my dad still wanted me to be more social and just talk to people and be nice and be fun. And this was nighttime, and we had a really, really chill and really cool freaking waiter. Like, he was freaking like so chill, funny, and he was a really cool guy, and he was just funny. And yeah. And I definitely remember what I ordered this time. I ordered mac and cheese, and I got like lemonade. That's what I remember. And then I saw these people playing this game called Jenga. I've never played it before, and they were all playing Jenga, and I was like, this game looks fun, and I've never played it. My cousin said, you should come join them, and I said, oh, I don't want it. They said, come on, socialize, be nice, talk to them. And then he played Jenga before, but like, he kind of wanted me to take the initiative and play. And then I said, if you're done eating, you're free to go play. And then I went, and they were like adults. They were kind of like in their 20s, like even 30s. And then I went up and I said, do you mind if I join you guys and play Jenga? And I said, no, of course, no worries, join us, join us. And they said, have you played Jenga before? And I was like, no, I haven't played Jenga. And they said, well, we'll show you the ropes. Basically, the way you play is you have to stack these blocks of wood, or these blocks of stone, kind of, and prevent them. No, not actually. You make a tower of wood, and then you pull out like the pieces to prevent it from tipping over, and whoever makes it tip over loses. And the Jenga we played at that restaurant, it was bigger Jenga pieces. Smaller Jenga pieces are a little harder to do, but big Jenga pieces are a lot easier, because you can kind of like guess like how it's going to turn out. Pulling that, you have to test it, like tap it, is this going to tip over, tap it, is it going to tip over, and kind of like wiggle it out, is it going to tip over. And yeah, I played a few times. I had really a lot of fun, and the people there, they were kind of having a few drinks. Of course, I don't drink. I wasn't going to drink because I'm a freaking kid. I don't think I am ever going to drink. I don't know. And they start to say like, so what grade are you in? I was like, I'm in sixth grade. I still wore glasses at that time. And they said, so what do you want to be when you grow up? I said, I was maybe like looking into being a doctor. Like, I didn't know anything about content really at this point, like wanting to be a content creator. I didn't watch that much content either. I was kind of like trying to find myself. I was really depressed at this time. And they said, nice, nice. And they said, well, you're really freaking good at this game. This like there's something off. This doesn't sound like this is your first time. It's like you played this like 5 times. And I said, no, this is really my first time. And then I met all the people. There was like this girl and this guy that were kind of dating, and I think there was like these two sisters and like these brothers, and we just kept playing like a few rounds and a few rounds. And then I think my cousin came to join in, or I think he said like, "You enjoying the game?" And I said, "Yeah, I'm having a lot of fun." And then the friends met the cousin, and we were sitting outside at this time, and it kind of looked like, I don't know, it was like a brick, like rustic look to the restaurant. I don't remember what it's called. I think it's called like, the restaurant's called like 1,000 Drink City or something like that, like all about drinks. And then I played, and then I had fun, and then we drove home listening to like really loud music. My cousin was playing music, and it was like really loud, but it was really good music. And I was like kind of scared, like, are we disturbing anybody? Like, this is kind of loud, like, kind of giving me anxiety. And then we were sitting, and we were freaking, people were dancing, they were singing in the car, and I had a good experience at the Jenga, and that kind of helped me get out of my shell. But that's just kind of what I do. Like, I just, at that time, I just did what I had to do just to talk. And once I talked, I would shut up and just stop and just not do anything else. But I'm trying to get out of myself more. But that was a really fun experience. So going back to old Lucci, so we can talk about the rest of the stories. First scenario. The second scenario. Oh my God. I don't even think I even want to say it. I don't even think I want to even like share this. But we went to the same place again. No reggae singer this time. And I think it was like a Caucasian singer, like a female singer this time. I don't even think there was a singer. I was thinking it was just music in the background. And we went to the restaurant, and I think we sat at like a different. No, I think we sat inside that time, or maybe we sat at the outdoor, but we were closer to the inside. And I don't remember what I ordered. My cousin wasn't here at this point. My cousin was not here, and we were sitting at our table, and I think this was my first time eating lobster. I still was struggling with eating meat and going vegetarian. I think I was pescatarian still at that point. And then I wanted to order like this lobster pasta because I've never tried lobster before. And I think like before, I think we've been here even 4 times, but I'm not sure. And the second time I ordered this lobster pasta, and I didn't really like it, so I switched to something else. And then I think I got like this lemon clam pasta thing, and then like I switched to mac and cheese. Like there was so many like reorders because I was trying new things and I just didn't like it. So I went to standard mac and cheese. And oh God, I don't even know how to put this. So I was going to the bathroom. Like I said, I'll be in the bathroom. I was kind of finishing my food. I drank my drink, and then everyone was sitting there. And the way the bathroom is, it's kind of in the outside, and you have to go inside, kind of. It's by the outdoor. And I went to the bathroom, and I used a stall. And, like, for some reason, like, I don't know what it was, but for some reason, like, the stall wouldn't lock for some reason. Like, I tried to lock it, it just wouldn't lock. I don't know if it's, like, I don't know how to think straight, or it's just, it didn't work. And I used the bathroom, and then one of the waiters, and I think it was actually one of the waiters who were serving us, or it was a different waiter, one of the waiters was coming in my stall and opened the freaking door as I was using the freaking bathroom. I was so embarrassed. I was so embarrassed. Like, I was, oh God. And then his reaction, all he said was like, "Oh, sorry, bro." And he closed the door so quickly. And the look on his face, like, he just looked like, he just, he was just like, dang, like, what did I just do? What did I just do? And I don't know what he was doing. I don't know if he was cleaning the stalls or the bathrooms. I don't know if he saw me. I don't even think he saw me, but he just went in my stall. He didn't even knock. He just went in. I was like, I need to do this really quick before he sees me because this stall can't lock. And I was getting anxiety and getting scared. And that freaking happened. I was like, oh, goodness. The freak. And then when I was done, I still saw him, and I waited. I waited until he got out that bathroom. I did not want to come out and just stare him down because I was too frightened, too embarrassed. And I was just like, oh my God. He was the guy was like, He's Caucasian. He was like 30, 20-ish, and I was like a little freaking kid, and it was really embarrassing. I washed my hands, and then I got out the bathroom, and I tried so hard to duck him. I tried so hard to duck him. I did not want to cross paths with this guy again. I didn't even tell my parents. I didn't even tell my brother that this happened. I just acted like nothing happened because I was terrified. Like I just act like that nothing happened at that point. And I was just, I was, that was crazy. And my stomach, like, I don't know if you have that feeling where something happens so suddenly your stomach starts to tremble, or like your arms and your body starts to tremble. I started trembling like so much, and I couldn't even like finish my food. I couldn't even like think about getting dessert. I couldn't even think about doing anything. I just wanted to get the freak out of there without seeing him face to face a freaking second time. So yeah, and I kind of saw him from my vision, him like ordering the food and him using those little plates to order the food, but he didn't cross paths with me again. He didn't see me again, and I just wanted to get the freak out of there and like run out and like go home. So as he said, okay, I'm gonna get the check. It was a different waiter, and he said, can I get the check? And I was like, thank God, we're about to leave this freaking place. We're about to get out of here. And many restaurants experience we've had, like we really had really difficult people. We've had really difficult like waiters and people, and it's just, I don't know why. I don't know if it's me. I don't know if I just cause a freak show, like just the way I am. Like people judge me by my appearance like all the time. Like every time I go in public, I just start a show. I start like a freak show because I don't know if it's like I'm awkward or it's just how I carry myself, but people just stare at me like I'm a weirdo, like I'm like a freaking wacko freak show, or they even laugh and like kind of like whisper and point, and I'm just like whatever. But yeah, I don't know what it is. Like, I don't know. I guess I'm just different, unique. And this next one, I'm starting to remember this. This was another restaurant, actually, and I'm starting to remember this one. So before we get into that, we're going to go into this third one. Actually, let's talk about this one, because the last one I'm going to save up, because this one was really crazy. So the next one, this was a different restaurant, so I'm starting to remember, and we went with family friends this time, and it was a guy and his parents who came, and he graduated. He wanted to get into like aeronautics and like airplanes and like stuff like that, kind of like aeronautics studies, and like how to do like, airplanes and like how to maneuver them, like engineering kind of stuff like that. And then we ate lunch there at night, and I was definitely vegetarian. I think at this point, I think I was not eating meat at this point. I think I remember that. And I ordered like this watercress cheesy pasta, and it was decent. It was okay. And for entrees, we ordered like this egg Canadian bake thing plate, and it was decent. It was nothing special. It was like fries and eggs and like a few stuff like that. And we were basically talking to the family about like, congratulations on your graduation, I'm excited for what you're gonna do in the future. And we knew this guy like way back. Like we knew this guy like way back. He traveled to Florida to come see us. We knew this family for a few years actually, and yeah, we were just good friends. And I think my dad knew the dad, and then we met the son, and the son was like 20 or like 30ish, and he was still kind of like jokester kind of person. Like he wasn't like serious. He still was jokester kind of person. He was like much older than us. And then he ordered, I don't remember what they ordered, but I remember the dad of their family ordering like this chicken pasta, and then I think my parents definitely ordered something that had meat in it. My brother ordered something that had meat, and then the mom and like the brother ordered like this other chicken thing. And then we started eating, and we didn't really enjoy the food too much, and like the waiters that were serving us were being really difficult and saying like, I don't remember, but I just remember them like being so uninterested in us, like uninterested in how they were treating us, and like just the way they were. And like we kind of wanted to get like a new waitress and kind of just get the heck out of there pretty much. And I remember we got the manager, we pretty much wanted to get the manager in here, and because we were just fed up. And then my dad was going off. He was like, what's your problem? Like, this place is crazy, like come on. And I think this is what happened. He was trying to use like a credit card to swipe to like pay for the dinner, and it wasn't working. And then the manager came in and it said something about like you need to get a new credit card, I think, or like you need to use cash. And he said like, what's the freaking problem with that? What's wrong with this? Like, come on, like you have to freaking get your crap together, like have your systems work, have the everything work. And he said, sorry sir, but that's our only way. And then we basically just got the heck out of there. We were really freaking mad and really stressed out, and we basically never went back there ever again. And every time we would hang out by the beach and stuff, we would always pass by that place and remember like kind of what we've been through. And the food wasn't even that good. Like it was not good. And like the freaking waiters were difficult, the manager was difficult, and it was just a bad experience. And like pretty much every waiter, like even if we wanted to switch waiters, they just almost all of them were just really difficult. So yes, the next story, I'm still learning. You know, I'm sorry if this story time is like, I feel like I'm going through this quickly. Like I'm still learning how to do story times. Like there's some really good story time creators out there, like really good, like really talented. Like that's what I love about story time. Like I feel like people don't see the value in it, but like imagine if 100,000 people watched a story time video of you. 100,000 people will each imagine it differently, see it differently. Like when people tell you something, you paint a picture in your head, and it's so vivid. Like when I would watch these creators, like I paint a picture in my head so vividly of this story, and every time I watch it again, I paint that same picture in my head, and I'm like, these people are really good storytellers. And it's really storytelling is going to be the future in content. I've been talking about that. You have to be willing to tell your story, because no one can steal what you've been through. No one can steal what you have. No one. Like what you've been through is exclusive to you. So this last story, this was a lot. So we went to the same restaurant again, and it was bad. So we went, and then I remember sitting somewhere by this other table close to where we sat when my cousin was here. And then it was really, really hot that day. I think we came that summer. It was blazing hot out there that time. We were sweating the freak out. We were just sweating a lot, profusely. And there was these two women, and I think they were like a couple, because like I'm not sure, maybe they were just friends, maybe they were sisters, but I'm pretty sure they were a couple, because like kind of like just the way they were together, the way they were carrying themselves, and they just looked like they were a couple. And they kind of looked, they were like in their 40s, or even like at least even 50s, but probably 40s, you know, and if I could stretch it, like 50s. And they kind of sat a little closer to us. And it was, of course, hot for them, and they were hot. Everyone else was hot too, and they were Caucasian. And one of them had like kind of like a pixie cut and like glasses and like this jacket and like shorts and like flip-flops. And this other woman kind of wore a little bit more of a feminine look, and then the other woman wore kind of like more of like a masculine look. So yeah, I just probably assumed they were probably like friends, or maybe even a couple, or even sisters. I'm not sure, but they were eating their lunch, and then we had a waiter come in, and he said, what would you like to order? And he said, it's really, really hot out here. Do you think you can bring another fan here? And it was like, yeah, we'll get you right out. We'll get it out for you. And then we ordered what we were gonna eat. I think we ordered I don't remember what I ordered. I think I ordered mac and cheese again, and then I don't really remember what my family ordered, but they ordered something. And then they brought the fan to us, and then the masculine looking lady, I'm just gonna call her the masculine lady because that's what she looked like to me in the story. Like, not in the story, but when I saw her, the masculine lady said to the waiter, because they had that exact same waiter, and they said to the waiter, can you bring that fan over to our side? And he said, sure. And then the way me and my dad looked at the waiter and to that couple and to ourselves, we were like, that's our fan. That's our freaking fan. They're taking it. And then I remember they put the fan there, and it was like blowing to them on their side. And they said, can you like turn it? Can you turn it so it like blows just on us, so it doesn't like blow other sides, just on us? And he said, absolutely. And this guy, he looked like he was like Philippine or like Asian, I'm not sure, but he had black hair. He was like a little darker skinned, and he was like tall. And I don't know if she was trying to get in his head, or she was basically just being like, bewitching him. I don't know what she was doing, but she was like, thank you. But she said it really, really like with an attitude. Like she had an attitude. Like everything about her was just really like ugly. And then the man, we wanted to get the fan back. And then my man, what the freak am I saying? My dad, what the freak, help, I can't talk. My dad was talking to the guy. He's really good with talking to people. He's really like, I don't know the word, like, he's just good with talking to people because he's a doctor. So he knows how to like induce people, persuade people, talk to people, bring out the good in people. That's just how he is. He's a really good speaker, talker. And he talked to the guy and he said, hey buddy, do you think you can bring back that fan or even bring at least another fan? And he said, we have other fans, but they don't work. And you know, that fan is, I mean, what can I do? I don't want to upset anyone. And he said, come on. You know it's really hot for us. You know, we barely have any shade. They have like a lot of shade and the sun is like staring right at us compared to them. And then he said, I don't know if I can do that. And we were so frustrated when that freaking happened. We were burning up. We were heated. And it's selfish. It's so selfish because they didn't have kids with them. They didn't have any little ones. They didn't have a dog. They didn't have anyone younger than them or even older than them, because usually when you're older or younger, you're more susceptible to extreme temperatures. So I started to sweat profusely. My brother started to sweat profusely, but they weren't even like in their 50s. They were like 40, so they could handle the heat a little better. And then I remember, I think we started talking to them, and then my dad talked to them saying, do you think you can turn that knob? Because we kind of need a little bit of air too. You can't really take all the air for yourself. And then the woman literally stood straight at us and said, you guys are dark skinned. You guys are have melanin. You guys are probably from Africa, so you guys can handle the heat better than we do. We are white and we're really pale, so we need all the air we can get so we don't get heated. What the freak? And as she said that, she laughed, and the girlfriend laughed, and they didn't talk to us from that point on. They were being defensive. They were being conniving, deceitful, disrespectful, ugly to us. And it was just a terrible experience. And then my dad was fuming. His roof was about to blow off the freaking top, because there's times where those people were trying to get a rise out of us. They were trying to get us to do something. Like, it's calling you out your character, where to the point where you want to your roof is about to blow off the freaking top, and you're gonna be something that you're not, and freaking like rip someone's head off. Basically, that's what they wanted us to do. But we kept calm. We took deep breaths, and we tried to finish our food quickly to get out of this negative loop and situation. And then my dad literally said, like, what is her problem? What is her problem? She is literally a bee. That's what I remember saying, and I burst out. My mom burst out. My brother burst out. And we just try to make light of the situation and say, like, you know, I said in my head, like, I don't know what the freak they're going through. Like, I'm not going to go off. I'm not going to be angry, because usually when someone's hateful to you, they usually hate themselves. So, and when they said that, like, it kind of brought memories back to, like, what I've been through about, you know, I've had trouble, you know, being comfortable in my skin, and, like, you know, being dark skinned, like, it's kind of hard, you know, especially in the content space. Like, I've had times where I streamed on Twitch and I would have like racist raids, not racist like just a few people, but racist raids. Like, literally, I would stream IRL to 5 people, and then 20 people would jumped in the chat, and I had racist raids of people saying the N-word, disgusting black, show your parts, and literally like the N-word. And there were some people in the chat that were saying, keep going, you're a great person, like, don't let them get to you. But I feel like all of them were kind of working together to do something just really terrible. I think that person who said it's okay, you're a good person, I think they were a part of it. And then the community that I talked about, the community that I'm a part of, like on Twitch and stuff, they were watching my stream, and they try to help me like kind of stop the flow of like the negativity. And they said stuff like, oh, we're sorry, I don't think we can like freaking fix this, this is too much going on. And then like they try to overpower the chat by saying like, put like, emotes, like happy emotes, to try to stop the negativity. And it just kept happening. It kept flooding. And I tried to keep my cool. They wanted to get a rise out of me. They wanted me to go crazy so they could probably record me and freaking get me banned, or get just make me look like a bad person. And I did get banned on Twitch. We talked about that, for no reason. I don't know why. It's just being a minor, not only a minor, but a person of color, let alone on a camera, is hard. And it's hard to really try to impact people when you have people literally, you're at people are at you like a microscope, like every little every little bit and piece of you, people are staring at you, people are judging you. And it's terrible. It's really terrible. And it's just, I know I'm gonna have haters. I just am. Like me not even speaking, like just me, the way I look, just who I am, I'm gonna get haters, because there's just people who think it's funny to cyberbully minors. Some people think it's funny to bully people of color. They think it's funny. And it's just who I am. I'm a little different from the boys, and especially in this content space. Most of like the bros in my niche, they just seem kind of arrogant and a little loud and a little just, they're being something they're not to get noticed. And I'm not the loudest, I'm not the coolest, I'm definitely not the most good looking, but I try to maintain humility, and I try to work harder than all of those people that probably are just in for the money or in for the numbers, and they do fad follow for follow and all this bull crap just to get fame and get noticed. And honestly, that just needs to stop. So we're rambling. I'm rambling. I need to get back into the story. Like it's really hard to stay on topic when you talk about the past and you go back, to memory lane. Like it's really hard to stay on topic. So I'm just rambling. But that woman, like, she was freaking, she lost her mind. Like, she was crazy. And the waiter wasn't there at that point. The waiter wasn't there when she went off on us like that. And I don't even know where they're from, but they're crazy. They're just crazy. And like it's just, what makes me mad is like, it's the girlfriend didn't even like stick up for us or say like, hey, stop that. She just kind of laughed with her and kind of just played with it. And the fact that they're an adult, like, they had so much negativity and attitude for an adult. When, okay, a kid, young, 16 and under, okay, 20 and under even, okay, they're still growing, they're still getting to know themselves, okay. If they act up, okay, but if they're an adult, they should know better. And that's why I have trouble fitting in, like, in school and stuff like that, because my viewpoints, my beliefs, and just how I see the world is way different than the standard 16-year-old or 17-year-old and minor in my generation. Gen Z versus millennial. I think I'm more of a millennial. I think millennial is more of like the old school, and Gen Z is basically like the current. And it's just the way I see things is very different from other people. People are negative. People want an instant route to success. People want the instant gratification. They don't want to take the stairs. They want to take that elevator. And you can only take that elevator for so long to success until it flops and malfunctions and drops to the ground, and no one's going to freaking pick you up. No one's going to save you at that point because you cheated. And I just hate when people cheat their way to success. That's just really fad and stupid and terrible. For example, cheating your way on Instagram, cheating your way for college, cheating your way through anything in life is just not possible. Because, yeah, it's just not possible. God rewards the people who work hard. God rewards the people who are giving to the world. God rewards the people who give back. That's just how the world works. When you give enough, and I mean enough, like, content-wise, if you want to make this a thing, you have to give so much. And people have busy lives. People have lives that they've been through, and people don't have time to sit down and read a blog post. So if you're impacting them, then people will give back to you. That's not just the circle of life. That's just how God works. Like, when you give, you get back. You have to be responsible with what you give and responsible for what you put out, what you give, because it's going to come back at you full force. Good or bad, consequences will be given back to you. So from that point on, we drove home, and it was literally a quietness when we drove home after that. Like, I think those people were still eating, and then we left, or maybe I think they left, and then we wait to finish our food. And I think I even remember the guy taking back the freaking fan back, even though we still needed it. Or maybe he gave it back to us when those girls left. I don't remember, but or maybe we left and they were still there. I don't remember too much. I'm trying to really talk about what I remember. And when we drove home, like, it was literally like a quietness. Like, literally, you couldn't even hear like a pen drop. Like, it was so quiet. And then we drove home and we kept thinking about that experience and talking about, like, people are ugly, people are crazy, people are just crazy. And my dad is like, he's not that type of person where, like, if you call him like this or that, it's just not gonna affect him. That's just how my family are. But me, sometimes I do have a thick skin, but sometimes people can pierce through my armor. And Lucci, my skin is just gonna have to get thicker and thicker, because there's gonna be people out there who literally hate the ground I walk on. And there's gonna be to the point where people are gonna have, like, literally put notification bells on my YouTube just to dislike my videos. There's gonna be people like that, and there's probably gonna be people who literally want me dead. There's gonna be people who literally want me to quit and just, yeah, be normal. So don't let it get to you. And really, what I want to, like, leave with this story is just, don't let the situation control you. You control the situation. You take control of the situation, and you have full control on what direction that situation is going to go, good or bad. You don't let a situation get the best of you, and just be calm. Be calm, and that's it. Because I remember, like, I always thought when you get bullied, like, stand up, but usually when people are at you, they usually want to get a rise out of you because they're jealous of you. They're jealous of you. And let me tell you about jealousy. Let me freaking tell you about jealousy. Jealousy is like a snake in the grass. Like, they see everything you do. They stalk everywhere you go. And they look at every ounce of you. And whenever you do something good, they stand up. They're a cobra. They stand up because they can't take it. They can't take it. That's what jealousy would do. And I think they were just jealous of us, They were jealous. It's jealousy. They just didn't love themselves at that point. I don't know where they are right now. I don't even know if those girls are together. I don't know. I don't even know where they work. I don't know what happened to them, and I don't want to know. I'm just, that situation happened, and it's done. And, you just have to take control and own the situation and not let it get the best of you. You look at someone, and when they say something, you pay them no attention because they want to pick with you and mess with you and think it's fun. And don't pay them no attention. Don't give them that power. And we didn't give them that power. So but we are a lot more careful to the restaurants we go to. We're just careful with just people in public. Like, we're very careful, just service, like, customer service, stuff like that. We're just really careful with stuff like that, because even like with the house, like, we're moving to a new house, and what we've been through with our house and, like, the people who tend to our house, like, they literally are robbing us. Like, we've lived here for about 5 years or so, or like a little longer, and like, literally, we couldn't pay, like, certain parts of the bill because, like, it was, like, not working, or, like, the water bill, literally, like, some of the, like, sinks are, like, dropping water and we can't stop it, and they literally pay us, like, $1,000 bill, and we have to pay that. And, like, they just have disregard. They have disregard. Like, be careful. Invitational Homes, that's the place. It's called Invitational Homes. Be careful with those people, with that company. Like, they're crazy. Like, they will steal your money, and they won't even care about your well-being. They don't care. They just want to rob you. So just be careful with those people. We've been through so much. We literally had our house, like, 100 freaking degrees, like, for like a day, and like we couldn't fix it, and we called the people like to fix it, and our stove didn't work. Oh my god, I'm gonna go in, I'm gonna freaking go in. So our stove didn't work for like a day, and we were about to cook something, and literally the stove was like sparking, it was sparking fire. Sorry, it said maximum minutes reached, you can only do 40 minutes. Okay, so we're back. It was like and we opened the stove, and there was like a spark, and it was like a plug, and it was sparking like fire. It was so scary. And the stove, like, we had to rip it up and we had to tear it apart because it was gonna freaking like burn the house down. We were terrified. And the way the stove worked, it had those little coils, so it was kind of hard to cook on the stove top, and the oven just didn't work at all, and it started sparking. We called the freaking not the ambulance, we called the fire department because this house was gonna burn down if we didn't call someone. We called them, and they said our house is about to freaking go like flame to the ground. It's gonna freaking break to the ground. You know, yeah, we need help. And then we were trying to, like, we were waiting for the sparks to stop, and it started like sizzling and going crazy. And there was like one final like bam, like it just sparked, and then it stopped. And the fire department came, and they, you know, that's what I love about these people. Like, even though no one got hurt or everyone's was okay, like, they still come to see, are you okay and is everything all right? And I really respect those people who do that for a living. It's freaking amazing. And there was like a new intern guy who was a brother. There was an intern, and he was like, it was his first day, and I was like, dang, what a small freaking world. His first day, and he came to go see us. That was freaking amazing. And the police came and everything, and they said, is everything okay? Is everything okay? And I think the black guy's name was Derek, and he said, what happened? What happened? And he said, basically the stove was catching flame, and it's not working, and like it stopped. It was a big explosion, and it stopped. Okay, you guys okay? Anyone hurt? No one's hurt. Nothing burned down. We're fine. And said, thank you for still stopping by. My dad said, still thank you for stopping by, even though like nothing happened. We appreciate. But yeah, the stove didn't work, and we asked the company to get a new stove, and they said, no, we'll fix it. I was like, no, we need a new freaking stove. Like, I cook food on that. Like, I cook my food. I put stuff in the oven. I cook food on that. Like, I cook my own freaking food. So I need that new stove. And then we installed a new stove finally, like, and those people were being stubborn to freak out. And then, like I said, we were going to go watch the movie Endgame, and thank God we were watching a movie on Endgame that day when the house was about to freaking burn to the ground, because it was literally ramping up to like almost 100 degrees, and my mom was cooking food too, so like the temperature was increasing by the second. And my dad went to like the clinic to like do some things and get some paperwork done. He came in, the house was literally burning. We had fans everywhere. We turned the freaking ceiling fans up, and it just, nothing happened. Nothing was working. And I was about to freaking like pass out. And I started using the method where you had to put like a water rag and put it over your window so that the air can come in and you can be like cool. I started putting water rags on my skin and just wearing loose clothing, and just it was terrible, and just it was really gross. I felt gross. And then I remember I took like a really nice shower, and then we went over to see the movie. We stayed there for like 2 hours. It was about a two-hour watch. We came home, and then the house started to cool off a little bit because it was night basically. And then the next day they fixed the thing. And like, I remember it happened like twice before, but this time it was worse. Like it reached 100 degrees. And I remember like our garbage disposal wasn't working, and just this house is almost 30 years old. Like, it's really, really old. So, and there's mold. Like, I have to clean the bathroom like almost every 2 weeks because there's mold that catches up. It's just, and then I remember we were driving over to the bank for my brother and like my mom for certain stuff, like errands. We're running errands, and then Invitational Homes called my mom about the new house, and and the way she spoke, like, it was sweet, but she sounded a little bit intrusive. And she was like, hi, ma'am, how are you doing? And my mom was like, I'm doing good. And she said, that's great, that's good. And she said, so are you guys moving into the new house soon? And she was like, yes, we are. And I said, okay, congratulations on your move. Invitational Homes here. We're gonna need to have the key for the new house to, so that we can check everything's okay, do an inspection, and make sure everything's okay, so that, you know, when you move to the new house, that this house is set and everything's okay. Or I think they said a key for the new house or this house. And my mom literally said, like, I'm not comfortable with that. Like, I'm not comfortable with that because, like, we haven't even moved in yet. Like, we haven't packed our bags, and, like, I'm not comfortable with that. Like, we haven't even moved in yet. Like, we need to do that once we've moved in. They said, no, I think it's gonna be okay. Like, we're gonna need the key. You know, it's fine. You know, nothing to worry about. You know. And she said, but that just doesn't make sense to me, you know. Like, why would you get inside a house that's not even owned yet? Like, no one lives there. It's still being built, and it's just being built, so no one lives there yet. It's about to be occupied soon. And I was like, okay, I guess you may be right. So, just let me know. Email us about whenever you're gonna be moving, and yeah, we would love the key so that we can move in and do the inspection. Help me. And yeah, I'm trying to look at the freaking viewfinder. I'm so sorry. I keep looking at the camera. I need to look at the viewfinder. So when my mom ended the call, she was like, these people are crazy. Invitation homes are crazy. And then my dad literally, like, he wanted to save a lot of people from what we've been through, so we sent reviews. My dad sent a review. My mom sent a review. I sent a review. We all sent a review to invitational homes so that we could stop people from going through what we went through. Like, we want this house, I'm sorry, as harsh as this sounds, we want this house to be abandoned because we don't want invitational homes to be robbing people and having so much disregard. We don't want them. And my dad even says stuff about, you know, doing stuff to the house so that we can protect people from going through what we went through. But God has an amazing thing of doing things. You know, when you put your eyes on someone, God is going to get on them. God is going to get on them. So don't even do anything. God always has your back. He has your back. Trust me. So we just left it alone. We're moving to the new house in 2 weeks. Everything's going to be fine. God's got this covered for us. Everything happened because of God. We moved to this house because of God. And yeah, everything we've been through, that I've been through, is because of God. And I'm thankful. Like, you know, more story times are going to be coming to the YouTube, and I wouldn't change anything of what I've been through because it shaped me to who I am today. I wouldn't be where I am today if it wasn't for what I've been through. So I'm thankful for every obstacle that I've been through, and I'm going to be thankful for more obstacles that come our way, even though they feel like, you always feel like, God, why are you making me do, God, why are you doing this to me? Why are you putting me through this bullcrap? But it's to shape you and to make you stronger and wiser and kinder and more understanding. And yeah, so whatever you go through, take it with a grain of salt. God is doing this for you, not against you. Everything's either a lesson, blessing, or learning experience, and you have to take that. So yeah, that's basically the end of this story. Like, customer service, like, I always have trouble with customer service. You know, I'm really shy, so I really have trouble, like, just talking to people, and I'm still working on it. But yeah, more stories are going to be coming in the future. I ran out of video ideas for the blog content. I'm trying to come up with something. I wanted to do a video like, you know, should you buy a blogging course or invest in a blogging coach? But I kind of made a video about that because, like, financial, like how to do finances. So I think I might do another story time. I don't know. But I really want to reach these 100 uploads. And hopefully, you know, we can hit these 100 subs so that I can change that URL so that, you know, they match each other, because my gamer tag used to be Mercy Overwatch, but I want to change it back to Lucci so that everything is set and everything is connected and is the same across the board. My brand, everything is the same. So thank you so much for stopping by. Thank you for enjoying me and listening to me and seeing my weird face for even, I think we were here for about even an hour shoot, but I ramble. So yeah, so whether you won't watch this whole video, whether you just watch a few seconds, that's okay. That's okay too. So yeah, I love you guys. Thank you for the support. I love you guys. I really, really do. You guys have changed my life, and I want to give back and change yours, hopefully, if you give me the opportunity. So I'll see you in the next one. And yeah, we're going to get this video posted. It might take a while because it's 15 minutes and my phone takes time to upload things. But yeah, I'm going to stop talking and shut the freak up, and I'll see you in the next one. Goodbye. Be careful with customer freaking service. Meep.